Zodiac Killer case, the key to Donna's disappearance. Now there was Larry and Ann Lowell. Donna knew Ann from Santa Barbara because they were both nurses. And Larry and Ann got married, and they invited Donna to move up to Lake Tahoe because they knew about the nurse's position at the casino. Then there was John Schott, and he was in charge at the Sahara Hotel and Casino. Then there was Gordon Petrovich, who worked security for the Sahara Casino. Then there was Victor Johansson, Blondie, who worked security also at the Sahara. Then there's the owner of the Monte Verde apartments, Nicholas S. Davis. And I believe he sold the apartments around the time Donna went missing. And so he's called the manager, but he was the owner. And then there was the new manager, Frank DeSimone. Oh yeah, these photographs are from their obituaries. So Nicholas was 57 and Frank was 50 at the time. This is the 1963 telephone book listing for Nicholas S. Davis. Now it appears that Nicholas was somewhat wealthy, and he had different places where he lived, and he was purchasing this 24-acre space to build a mobile home park. Nicholas was married for over 30 years at this time, and he lived in Sacramento at this address in 1976. Again, he had several mailing addresses. And around the approximate time that Donna went missing, Nicholas and his wife lived at 1200 East Duell in Walnut Creek, California, which is right near Mount Diablo and about 15 minutes south of Lake Herman and Lake Herman Road, and 20 minutes or so from Vallejo. Now it's time to introduce you to Frank DeSimone, and he is the new apartment manager at the Monte Verde Apartments. And he is from Seattle, Washington. And I guess he moved down to the area because he liked gambling. And 2 months prior to Donna's disappearance, Frank applied for a gaming license with the Nevada Gaming Commission and was denied because of a unsuitable associative of his. And a point of clarification, this is not the same Frank DeSimone, the American mobster, because he died in 1967. Now it seems the first indication that something wasn't right was when security guard Gordon Petrovich received a telephone call from a Mr. Davis relaying the following. On either September 7th or 8th, he was told that Donna wouldn't be able to work that day. She had to leave the city of South Lake Tahoe because of illness in her family. Now, back looking at the September 1970 calendar, on Labor Day, by the end of that day, Donna was definitely missing. Now, you have to keep in mind that several weeks went by before people were interviewed about what occurred. So, Gordon said that it was either the 7th or the 8th, or Tuesday or Wednesday. But the 7th is Monday and the 8th is Tuesday. So there's some confusion there. Now on Friday, September 11th, John Schott called Mr. Davis about Donna and where was she and what was going on. And then after talking to him, I guess he called the South Lake Tahoe police. And the police and Frank DeSimone went and checked Donna's apartment. And there didn't seem to be anything awry at her apartment. Even her 1968 car was parked and locked in the parking lot near her home. Mr. Frank DeSimone entered subject's apartment on this Friday and observed the apartment was neat and clean, bed made, nurse's cap on dresser. Bathroom light had been left on. Now back on September 4th on a Friday, even though it says September 5th here, that's when Donna did the walkthrough and moved into her apartment with both Mr. Davis and Mr. DeSimone. Now on September 18th, John from the Sahara Casino called Donna's mother in South Dakota to explain what was going on. And the next piece of information starts off clear, but it gets even more confusing on what's going on. Now this writing is from Donna's sister. September 18th at 1:30 p.m., Mom received a call from Sahara. Donna had not been to work since Sunday, September 6th at 2 a.m. Talked with Officer Tucker at South Lake Tahoe Police Station and learned apartment had been searched 1 week before for a body. September 11th. Everything in order. Sahara supposedly received a phone call September 8th, namely, emergency for Donna Lass in Nevada, supposedly from Nevada Sheriff Department. Vic Johansson, very sure phone call came on the 8th of September. Said Petrovich took it, but Petrovich did not take it until the 11th when Mr. Davis phoned and was informed of the emergency. So why the confusion about what took place? Well, you have 3 different people's account of what happened. You have the police, you have a private detective, and you have Donna's sister recalling what happened. And in my opinion, Mr. Davis or the security officer, Petrovich, is lying about the phone call. And that's what's causing the confusion of what truly took place. And or Sahara security officer Victor is confusing the facts, who I call Blondie. Now he was a white male, 6'3", 235 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. And a lot of suspicion was focused on him because he came to work the next day drunk, and he often visited with Donna after her work shift. Now, 2 more things to mention before I end this episode. And one is that the police, the sheriff, received a call at 10 p.m. about Donna Lass's case from Sacramento. And that was the same day in the morning that the newspaper, the Sacramento Bee, released this story. And second is what I call the Tiki Hoyland tale. This came about through the investigation, but what if her story is partially true, but is covering up what they did? She stated that on Tuesday, they picked up Donna after work. But what if they picked her up after work on the day that she went missing? And Tiki and Dwight Stogsdale are the ones that actually killed Donna Lass and dropped her dead body off in Yuba Gap on their way to San Francisco. If Gordon Petrovich received the telephone call from Mr. Davis, and the reason it's in quotes is because we're not sure who made that call, if the call happened, then either Nick Davis or DeSimone was involved in Donna's disappearance. Possibly Donna returned to her apartment and was locked out, and she went to DeSimone to be let in, and then something bad happened. If Gordon Petrovich didn't receive the telephone call from Mr. Davis, then either Gordon and or Victor Blondie was involved in Donna's disappearance. First, Gordon could have lied to cover up his involvement by making up the call to explain why Donna wasn't coming to work. Or second, Gordon was helping his friend Victor cover up his involvement. The supporting evidence of this theory is a bag of Donna's work clothes were left in her nurse's station. Her slip, her nurse's shoes, and other items. The key to Donna's disappearance is who among the suspects had a reason to travel west on the Interstate 80 through Yuba Gap and by Lake Valley Reservoir. Please subscribe. Just look at that barn out there. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved, and I'll see you next week with 2 more episodes. One big episode on the JonBenet Ramsey case, and one little episode on the Zodiac Killer case. See ya.